Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so tonight we have the 5 of Cups. Which has everything to do with disappointment. And let's see how this relates to these tea leaves tonight. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So, let's see, what do we have going on? It looks like we have somebody standing here. You can see the head, the body, wearing a dress or maybe some kind of cloak or robe. We have a smaller person here, and almost looks like, I'm looking at this as a bee. You can see the head, the body, it kind of looks stripy, the wing over here, okay? So I feel like there's a sense of a lot of kind of mental, emotional busyness, maybe even anxiety happening. I feel that, during this time something has arisen that feels like it's kind of, you feel like it's your own creation, but, excuse me, your own creation, but it has gotten out of hand, right? You've lost control of the situation. And it feels kind of chaotic. It feels, I feel like this energy of kind of, I don't know, like I don't know what to do here. I don't know how to get this thing back to where I had wanted it to be, what I envisioned. And so I do see the axe appear, and I think it's almost kind of like, I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to like cut this part off, and I'm thinking it could be a relationship, absolutely. This could be something where you started a project, something in collaboration with others, and it got away from you, kind of, right? And I do feel like this is a point of time where you're thinking, am I ready to depart? Is this something that I just don't know if we can work it out? I don't know if I can figure this out. We're kind of at an impasse here. Excuse me. Whew. I thought my cough was all the way gone, but just a little bit, especially in the evening, it's still kind of lingering. But I do feel like, yeah, there's this sense of, I don't really know which way to turn here. But, worry not. Sometimes these things happen. Sometimes it feels like the end of the world. Sometimes it feels like I don't know how I would exist outside of this configuration, this relationship, this household, this job or project or whatever. I've been doing it and putting so much of myself into this thing, and now here I am. It doesn't really make sense for me. And I know that can be quite devastating. It can feel, like something has been taken from you, or the universe is working against you. Maybe it's almost kind of like what you thought was kind of, all a lie or whatever. but I do think that right now, the best thing to do is kind of get through the, get through the process. And then as you can, kind of look back on the situation and know that this is a blessing. This wasn't for you. This thing was not for you. And, and trying to force something to work that just doesn't serve you well, it is just continued heartache, ultimately, right? Just trying to keep making this thing fit, and it just doesn't. And, I kind of smile and laugh because, my goodness, I know all too well. I'm really good. I'm really good at trying to make things that aren't supposed to be for me work. And I just sometimes don't take a hint. And so it is, right? We all have our moments. And so, yes, I feel, this might be the beginning of, of this process. And so, let's see, what else do we have? Hopefully something a little more happy. I know, to start the reading off like that. But we just kind of have this upset looking face over here. But I do see this beautiful fish, okay? And I see somebody with it looks like a fly fishing, right? Have you ever seen people fly fish in the river? It's quite an art form. It's a dance, really. And the actual art of making fly fish lures is quite a beautiful one as well. So I do feel like whatever it is that you do, whatever you are masterful at, likely within your work or your career, this continues to pay off. Okay, I see you kind of getting that big catch, and it is a beautiful one indeed. So, apart from this other turmoil, I feel that there's still this great opportunity for you to be making the resources, the money that you have so wanted to make. And I do feel that, this is something that hopefully you can put your kind of attention into, and letting go of some of that other stuff, which isn't easy, I know. Especially if it's like, the end of a relationship, or, like a living situation that you have been in for a while. These things can be really hard to kind of, to move from. And so it's good to always have, in these times, right, something to focus on. And I do believe that you have your work to focus on. Now we have a person holding a butterfly, and I have another butterfly over here. So I really fully feel this is a time of great transmutation, a time of self-evolution. Excuse me, my goodness. I did not think I'd be coughing it up. Just going, huh? Yeah, so, this great self-evolution. I'm not gonna cough. And so, continue on with whatever you're doing the self-work, doing the mental health work, whatever your projects are that you can focus on. I don't know, maybe you're working on the house, maybe you're, doing your artwork, maybe you are working on like your fitness health or whatever it is. Stay in that zone as much as you can, right? This is, I truly believe when we have these moments in life where, it just feels so overwhelming. It is such a beneficial thing to have something that is within our control, to really, even if it's like doing puzzles, right? Sitting at the kitchen table, focusing on a puzzle, knowing that, okay, this is at least one part of my life where I know I can do this. And excuse me, that might sound silly, but it really is. I think in therapy, they kind of call it like a healthy distraction, right? Something it's like going on a walk, right? When something's going on, you're in the house, you're feeling upset, you're feeling sadness, rage, whatever. Disengaging from the environment and going for like a walk to kind of cool yourself down, to get yourself centered. Similar kind of thing. Taking something within your life that you know that you can really get into and doing that, because it will be so helpful not to just kind of sit and ruminate, right? Now, we also have a cow. Excuse me. We also have a cow up here, and actually maybe a bull. So we know that we have a Taurus symbol, a Taurus fully activated. Now over here we see a person who is kind of holding on to the bull. So I do feel like there's a sense of, really, I think, in this time where it feels like everything is maybe more amplified than it usually is, right? Where there are problems, they seem like huge problems. Where maybe you are feeling irritated, you feel very irritated, frustrated, impatient, trying to maybe communicate, saying all the wrong things, and just feels like it's getting worse and worse and worse. And, excuse me. So you stop. You stop feeding into that loop. You pull yourself away from it. You focus on something else, right? You get into a place where you start not only focusing on other things to distract yourself, but to build yourself up, doing things that you've always wanted to do. I don't know about you, but if something is going wrong in my life, or I'm feeling upset, or like I don't know how to, self-soothe myself in this situation, one thing that has always been helpful is learning something new. Even if it's just something little. Excuse me. If it's like making a new kind of soup, changing the locks on the door, or, I don't know, figuring out how to get a certain kind of stain out of clothing, or whatever it is, going onto YouTube and watching these how-to videos and learning something. It might sound silly, I know, but it really is so helpful. And it happens so often in my life, or at least at certain periods of my life, it has happened so often that I've taught myself how to do all kinds of stuff. Things that I didn't necessarily ever think I would be learning. So this one looks like it says Earl, E-A-R-L, Earl. So maybe you know an Earl. Now we do have a couple of eyes here. And I feel like this is almost kind of somebody in your life who has been keeping an eye on you. I almost feel like this might be mom, or somebody that feels like mom. And I feel like this is a time where even as an adult, or, you know, even maybe mom is departed, maybe mom has transitioned. But I feel like this is a time when communing with her, being with her, is oh so important. This is where you have gained a lot of your ability to kind of get through stuff. You know, you've seen your mom struggle throughout her life in different ways, and never give up. You know, even when it seemed like catastrophic, she is a person who always found her way and did it for her kids as much as she did it for herself. And I think this is somebody that you idolize, somebody that you look up to, such an important role model in your life. And so I feel like being in that energy is something, you know, you never grow out of it. You never do. And so, you know, I think this is a good time to kind of be close to mom in whatever way that you can. Now we have a bird here. We have a 9, a fish, a person sitting. And really it looks like maybe 3 people sitting. I feel like these are at least 2 of them elders, transitioned. And I feel there's this sense of almost kind of asking you to I don't know, it's with the fish almost like, are they telling you to make money? You know, but I think there's a feeling of allowing yourself the kindness that you give others. Being charitable to yourself, where you find it easy to kind of, you know, be there for other people and kind of be at times the center of things, interesting and charming and funny and, you know, just kind of really, you know, taking the energy and building it up and raising the vibration. There's a sense of like, don't forget yourself. Make sure that you are taking care. Make sure that you are giving the kindness that you give to others to you. And I think that, you know, it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget about, you know, giving ourselves the same attention and kindness and empathy and all of the things, the compassion, most definitely. So, yes, I look at this and I think definitely these are people who watch over you. These are family members, blood relations. Maybe you know them and maybe you don't. But they know you. They know you definitely. And so the number 9, important. Also the fish, again, reiteration of, you know, a wealth of resources coming in for you. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here. We have the Wild Offering Oracle cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to flip through and turn it over. It says, body. Show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. It's not easy, is it? This is big work. It is indeed. All right, Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, so I'm interested in hearing about what all of you have planned for your next season. We're going into summer, we're going into winter, depending on where you are at. What are your big goals? What do you have any trips planned, or at least a little break, or what have you? I'm always so interested in hearing what people are doing, what they're getting up to in life, and yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just working on the outside of the house, doing the gardening and landscaping, and I have this big goal to learn how to make a certain kind of pie, which is a sour cream raisin pie. It doesn't necessarily sound that good, but I promise you it is amazing. And there's this little place not too far from where I live where they excuse me, they make them, and they're very well known for their pies. And so anyways, yeah, ever since I've ever had one, I thought, my goodness, I absolutely need to learn how to do this. This is really good. So that will be one of my projects this next season here. And so yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, Taurus, I'm going to tell you I love you again because I do, and I thank you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.